Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
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 सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय.
श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय.
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री जानकी वल्लभो विजयते श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि. In the last session we saw that after Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra broke Shivadhanushya, amidst all the joy and celebration that was going on, suddenly everybody became scared because Parshuramji came there. And he is like Kala for all the Kshatriyas. So seeing him, everybody was scared. Though Tulsidas Ji says that he came in a very Shanta Rupa. But you see, according to Parshuramji's standard Shanta Rupa, okay, we should remember, not Sri Ramachandra's standard. He is a different kind of Shanta. And there is a very interesting conversation between Lakshmana and Parshuramji that we saw. Very funny conversation that happens. And Parshuramji gets little irritated. So Bhagavan, calms him down. And Parshuramji says, if you are so powerful that you broke Shivadhanushya, try this Vishnu Dhanusha. And we saw that Vishnu Dhanusha, he didn't even have to go and give. Bhagavan just did his hand and then automatically Vishnu Dhanusha came to him. And he easily strung it, very like nothing happened, Leela. So when that Parshuramji saw, then he understood that he is Sakshat Mahavishnu. So we see not here but in other Ramayanas that that Shakti which had come from Vishnu Bhagavan as avatar, as that Avesha Shakti, that entered back into Sri Rama. Parshuramji returned after doing a very beautiful stuti to Sri Rama and Lakshmana both. And then we see that the story is moving forward. Janak Maharaj asked Vishwamitra Ji, what should be done now? Varamala is already, Jayamala is already put. So what should be done? What should be the course of action now? So Vishwamitra Ji said that you must send some dutas, some messengers to Ayodhya because they don't know all these things. I'm sure they will be overjoyed. So he sends Duta and they go there, and we saw what all things happen in Ayodhya also. That Dasarath Maharaj just can't believe when he reads the letter, and he starts sharing that joy with everyone, tells everybody in the Sabha, tells to Bharata and Shatrugna ji, they both start to dance, and then he tells to his queens and all of them also. All the preparations start for the Bharat, for the procession, because now from the boys' side, all of them have to go to Janak Maharaj, Mithila, where the marriage is going to happen. So all of them, we saw how beautifully Tulsidas Ji has also described the whole procession, what is there in front, what is there behind, etc., etc. And as they are proceeding, so many Ayodhya Vasis, so many people from Ayodhya are also joining. That procession is going on, and that's where we stopped last time, right? Now what Janak Maharaj does is, he not only is preparing for the marriage function in Mithila, and not only is getting ready to welcome them, but he even sends certain people wherever these Ayodhya Vasis are going to halt for their seva there. He sends some people. Tulsidas Ji says very beautiful thing here. He says Sita Ji tells Riddhi and Siddhi. Riddhi and Siddhi are the two wives of Ganesha Bhagavan, who are supposed to be giving all the riches and all the wealth and everything, all accomplishments. She instructs both of them to make sure that nothing is less. And Tulsidas Ji says, nobody knows that Sita Ji has done this except Bhagavan. So Dasarath Maharaj also doesn't know who is doing all this arrangement. Janak Maharaj also thinks that, I have sent people, they must be doing the arrangement. But Riddhi Siddhi herself, on the Jagat Janani Sita Ji is, so on her instruction, they do all the work, and the procession comes very close to Mithila. Now, Sri Rama and Lakshmana, they are waiting to meet father and brothers and everybody. See, they have gone away from Ayodhya long back, right? After Gurukula Vasa, they went, and then with Vishwamitra Rishi, they went to all the forest, and then Yajna Raksha, and so many things happened, Ahalya, Uddara, and then in Mithila also so many things have happened. But Maryada, you see, they can't just go. They have been brought there by Vishwamitra Rishi. So they wait for Vishwamitra Ji's instructions. Vishwamitra Ji also understands that, they can't contain themselves. So before the procession reaches Mithila, they start walking towards the procession. And in between only all of them meet. And very beautiful scene is there. Dasarath Maharaj himself also, before meeting the sons, he first goes and salutes Vishwamitra Rishi, and then goes and meets the sons. Then all of them meet each other. Shatananji is also there. Shatananji is the Kulaguru of Janak Maharaj, isn't it? So he also is there. He welcomes everybody. And now this is all happening in front of Mithila Vasis, all the people of Mithila. And they can't believe their eyes. See, because earlier they saw two handsome men. Shama Gaura Sundar Dobhai. We saw two brothers, one was Shama, one was Gaura. Now they see one more pair of two brothers, one is Shama, another is Gaura. And four of them are walking together. They are like, mirror is kept in between, what is happening? So many beautiful looking people coming there. See, anyways in marriages, etc., you must have seen, no? When you go, and now today also you see, different kind of beauty comes out. It's not just in the clothes, but that joy which is there in the heart, that you are attending something, and when that comes out, that adds different beauty. So their joy itself was so wonderful that they are handsome, what to say. Now they started praying, Mithilavasi started to pray that, all four should get married. And what should happen? They are discussing among themselves that when marriage happens and Sita Ji goes also, Janak Maharaj should call Sita Ji back for some festivals. So now Deepavali is there, and then Gudi Padwa is there, and this is there, that is there. Why? So that she will come, and to take her, Sri Ramchandra will come. So then we will be able to see him. All these kind of things they are discussing, and that is how they proceed. Now we go to Vivaha Prasanga. The Vivaha Prasanga starts from 312, Doha number 312, and goes up to the end of Balakanda. Okay. Now it is said that as they are approaching, as they come, Janak Maharaj also welcomes, all of them, and it is said Brahmaji himself looks at the Jataka and looks at the entire, this year's Panchanga, etc., and finds one very good Muhurta and sends Naradji to Janak Maharaj saying that you please take this Muhurta to them, saying that this should be the Muhurta of marriage. When Naradji brings that, Janak Maharaj is already discussing with the Jyotishas of Janakpuri about that Muhurta. And when Naradji comes and tells, they see that it is exact same Muhurta that these Jyotishas also have come with. So Janak Maharaj becomes very happy that now we have blessings of Brahmaji himself that the Muhurta is correct. So the Muhurta is decided. It's Hemanta Rutu, Margashirsha Masa, Shukla Panchami is the Muhurta. Okay. Generally Vivaha Panchami also it is called, and so many other names are there for this. Yeah. And Godhuli Muhurta, Muhurta is time. In the day of Panchami, Godhuli Muhurta, evening time is the marriage. Now before we go forward, I must tell you a few things. See, in Bharatiya Samskriti, in Indian culture, marriage is given lot of importance for various reasons. I am not just talking about marriage as a function, but as an institution also. Why? Because we believe that human beings have to stay together. But if they stay together according to dharma, that will be beneficial for them as well as for the entire society. And that is why in Bharatiya Samskriti, we do not have this concept of, live-in relationship, you stay for some time, if it doesn't work, you separate, and then, try with some other person, then that doesn't work out, you separate. It doesn't happen like that. It is a lifetime commitment. Actually, it is not even lifetime commitment, it is 7 life commitment. See, understand the entire logic behind it. And even when two people want to get married, see, there are different kinds of marriages which are explained in the Shastras. In Manusmriti, etc., if you see, there are 8 kinds of marriages. Okay, and very beautiful entire description is there. You can have any of the 8 kinds. That's not the issue. That according to your varna, according to your occasion, according to the situation, you can have different kinds of marriages. But the function has to happen very formally in front of all the elders of the family, in front of all the Rishimunis if possible, all the saints, Brahmanas, etc., in front of them. And we say Agni ko sakshi manke, in front of fire, keeping fire as the witness, you say that okay, we both are going to stay forever together. Okay. Now this entire constitution or the institution of marriage, or you say the function also, has got lot of importance. See, many times what happens, we see only the superficiality of it, and therefore either we are for it or against it. But we forget to see the essence. Now what has happened, many people know, they do such extravagant marriages and so much expense, and there are many people who take loan for marriages. And then what happens, then suddenly looking at all these things, you say, what is the point in doing all this celebration which we are going to do very simple marriage? That is okay. That's your choice. But Vaidika Paddhati has to be followed. According to Vaidika Paddhati, actually if you see the entire history, itihas of Bharata, you will see that marriages used to happen at home. There was no concept of marriage hall or taking destination wedding, resort, etc. That concept was not there. Now what has happened is we have taken it to extreme. And then we say it is extreme. Of course, because you have taken it to extreme. And the essence of it, we have forgotten. Traditionally, the marriages last for 10 days. Even in today's time, minimum 3 days. Why? Because we have to understand the entire thing. In the bride's side, they will prepare for the marriage. Groom is going to come from some other far place. Then when they travel all the way, that time there were no vehicles, etc. They walk all the way. They stay there for 10 days. At the home, and the entire society, entire community, village people, everybody take part in that marriage. Marriage is not one family's job. Everybody takes part. It's like a yajna. And then the entire preparation is done, and there are so many rituals which are done. And if you see, the rituals are also very, very apt rituals are there. I'm sure you have seen the episode. Has it come in Upanishad Ganga? The Shodash Samskara episode, Surdas Ji's. So Vivaha Samskara, we see there are so many things. There is a kind of Vedic culture, and therefore there is a depth of philosophy to that function, as well as some fun elements are there. And it is a combination of both. I'll just share a few things with you. See, I am no expert in marriages because I have not gotten married, but I am very much expert in marriages because I have seen many marriages. You don't have to go through it, no, you can observe. And what used to happen is, I used to be the photographer in all marriages, Garka photographer. Nobody was calling people from outside. So then what happens, I have to be near the actual place where it is happening, and so I used to observe what are they doing and what are they chanting and what. Very interesting. Of course, depth, etc., Saptapadi and all, 7 promises, and how do you, all that depth is there. Laja Homa you do, but very interesting thing. So, for example, Maharashtrian weddings, I know more of it because I have seen more Maharashtrian weddings. There is a very, very interesting ritual that before the marriage happens, or sometimes after also, according to the time, the entire family of the groom, not just the mother and father, but mother, father, all brothers, sisters, in-laws, whoever is there, uncles, aunts, all the elders, they sit on stage. And the bride's parents, they take one big plate filled with lamps. Some 41 lamps they will put in that big plate, and they both take this plate and keep it on top of every single person of the family. Okay. Now it's very nice ritual. Good for pictures also, it looks very nice. But then I was thinking, why they must be doing this? So one Panditji, who was doing once explained to me very nice. I used to ask all these questions to him. No? He also, see, in the marriage, everybody's focus is on bride and groom. Nobody looks at Brahmana. No. So I used to go there and sit, and then I used to ask this question, why? He gave me a very nice answer. He says, in Indian culture, it is not the responsibility of the husband to take care of wife. It is the responsibility of husband's entire family to take care of the bride who is going to become the wife. So these lamps indicate that our daughter we have kept with very, we have raised in a very closed environment. Now we are giving that burden now belongs to you. If something happens, you all are responsible. Don't say that the man is like this or the groom is like this, husband is like this. No, it's not his responsibility. If he does something wrong, you should correct him. That's your responsibility. It is your son. So they do it for all the elders of the family. See how thoughtful? That everybody should feel that we have not gone there just to put akshatas and eat. We have responsibility. We are taking responsibility of the bride that she is going to be in our family as daughter. So we have to protect her. Now you see, this kind of feelings are somehow getting lost in the shining and extravagant celebrations. That is somehow getting lost. Haldi ritual, etc. Now it has gone in a very, very bad way. They will celebrate it and anybody will throw anything, and liquor is also thrown on them. That is not our culture. That Haldi has a very significant reason why Haldi is put, why 3 days before, 4 days before, why that happens. So Sangeet also, there is a tradition that Sangeet is not play some songs and dance, vulgar dance. That is not called Sangeet. Sangeet means from the family, whoever can sing, etc., used to gather together and sing. And in villages, etc., you must have seen, there will be certain songs which will be like a criticizing the groom side. Hey, these are all fun elements. Everybody is in the celebration mode and nobody takes anything to heart. So the bride side, when they welcome, they will do all the things extra. Food also they will serve extra. You must have seen in all Indian marriages it happens. Agraha. That, they insist you should take more, you should take more, you should take more. And as they are doing, there will be somebody who is singing, don't eat more, otherwise your stomach will pain, don't eat more, otherwise your stomach will pain. See, it's a fun thing. So this whole thing, we have lost that entire heart of that marriage function. And that is why, as we say that it has gone to extreme, the solution is not to do marriage at all, or not to have any function. No, do it in a Vaidika Paddhati. If not at home, do it in a temple. If you do not want to call 500,000 people, fine. Call the closed family, whoever is, direct, either the siblings or the first cousins, whatever you decide, but have that proper function. Everybody should feel that something is happening. Just last week I attended one marriage here, with Swamiji. We went, one of our devotees' daughter was getting married, Tamil marriage, and such a wonderful thing. The boy is not even Indian, but he was sitting there with dhoti, and he was doing all the rituals, and they were explaining him the meaning in English and then chanting Sanskrit, and he was repeating. So you have to repeat so many times. Mamopata samasta duritakshay dwara. He was repeating everything to the best of his ability. But you see, that is what will keep that culture alive. So it is very important that we understand why. I remember in the olden times when we were growing up, that Panditji or whoever is the main priest of the marriage used to come at home 2 days before the marriage to explain all the rituals. What is going to happen, why this step, and what all things are required, and what should be that. And see, that is somehow missing. It's not the mistake of the function. It is how we have adopted it now. So now we have adopted in a different way and still stick to that function. So it's a very important function. When you get married in front of 500,000 people, before separating, you will give lot of thought. If you do not have those many eyes looking at you, you will say, chalo, aaj man kiya, today I felt, so we are together, tomorrow I didn't feel, we are separate. It doesn't happen like that. You will be surprised, in our Indian scriptures, there is no word called separation. You see the word we use, talaq, isn't it? It is a Urdu word. In Sanskrit there is no word. Why? Because that doesn't happen. Why will you have a word when such concept is not there? So when in Christian marriage, etc., when they say no, till death does us apart, that is literally true in all the marriage, supposed to be. So we should protect this entire institution. Many people know they don't want to get married only nowadays. And you ask them why? Veggie, too much. What if? There is no end to what if. And there are so many people, they come to me with lot of anticipation or faith that I will support them. Because I am a brahmachari, so they think that if I say that I don't want to get married, Veggie will say, very good, very good. But nothing like that happens. I bash them left and right. I ask them questions. Why? There should be a clear reason why you do not want to get married. And the only clear reason is, what is it that you want to do for which you can't get married? If that what you want to do is not clear, then no reason is sufficient for not getting married. There is no reason. Why our ancestors insisted on this? Please understand, not getting married, going for sannyasa was an exception. What Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya did was an exception. If that becomes the main rule, the entire society will fall. I am not saying you should get married or not get married. That's not my job. You have to decide for yourself. But have this clear understanding. Why? If certain things I say that I don't want to do, why I do not want to do? Why? Because if you do not have that clarity now, going forward it is going to become very difficult. There are many people who are made for marriages. They cannot live alone. The human mind doesn't allow. As I said, it is an exception who can live alone. If you can't go there, then you must go to this. You should put efforts. I am not saying whether marriage will happen or not. That is on prarabdha. You should put efforts, whatever are required. And then leave it to God. Gurudev says only, do your best and then leave the rest. But do your best. Only, prolonging the whole thing doesn't work like that. And whichever method your traditional family traditions or your city traditions or whatever you do, that doesn't matter. Do it in a proper Vedic way. You see, in India, in Bharata itself, there are so many states and they have so many different traditions. Gurudev used to say that India is a very interesting country. Why? Because there are 40 countries inside this one country. Everybody dresses differently, eats differently, and traditions are different, culture is different. There is some kind of similarity in all, but there are so many differences. So not to judge that why this happens there, why that happens there, no. You just make a proper thinking that is it part of the tradition or has it something come, in between that is corrupting the entire system. You think about it and do it. But have this proper marriage. I am telling because you see, you will see Sri Rama and Sita Ji's Vivah very traditional. It's an arranged marriage. Not that both of them, ran away. You will see Sri Krishna, ran, but because it is part of one of the 8 is Gandharva Vivah. It is allowed for him. And even after that, they do formal function. So I am saying, you see all these things and then get the correct message. Why all these festivities, why all these things are required. You can do it in a simple way. It doesn't have to be, extravagant and from head to toe, all ornaments, etc. You put gold and the bride bends because of the weight. Now I have seen this. I've seen this happening. And they will put that makeup and hair, etc. Now you can't recognize that this is the person. Then you put those pictures in the home and somebody comes and asks, who is this? Because only on that day you are looking like that. It doesn't work. Do it in a simple way. What to do, but do it in a simple way and heart should be there. See, that is the kind of function that we also like. Not just the show off of money and wealth. You don't have to have marriages where all the celebrities are called and you don't have to do all that. It's not for them. It's not for showing anybody. It is between 2 families. In India, marriage is always between 2 families, not between 2 people. So that, how that connection will happen, that is what we have to see. This much background is required. Why? Because today it is somehow lacking. And we are Vedanta Sadhaka Course students, we must take this culture back. And we must live it, not give upadesha to other people only, but we must live it and explain the reason why. Right? As I said, any kind of system, if Christian marriage, then they will have their own systems. If Islam marriage, they will have their own system. I am not saying everybody should do it in Hindu way only. I am not saying that. I am saying whatever is the system of your place, of your family, do it. Okay? Now coming back, evening was the marriage, okay? Most of our traditional, ancient marriages have happened in the evenings. Arundhati Darshana is one of the steps in the marriage. Arundhati you can see in the sky only at night, not during the day. Okay? So evening is the marriage, Vivaha Muhurta also here. Okay? So Hemanta Ritu, Margashirsha Masa Shukla Panchami was the day decided, and on that day, all of them are going towards the mandapa, towards the main place where the marriage is supposed to happen. And as the 4 brothers are walking, different people saw them again differently. Tulsidas Ji says that all the people, the Mithila Vasis, they saw as though 4 Purusharthas are walking. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha are walking. Whereas Devatas, when they were seeing from the sky, they saw that 4 kinds of muktis are walking. In Bhakti Shastra, 4 muktis are explained. Salokya Mukti, Samipya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti. In different kinds of liberations according to Bhakti Shastra. So they thought that all these 4 muktis are walking. And Bhagavan Sri Rama was sitting on a horse, wonderful horse, and he was approaching the mandapa. Jehi barabaji Ramu asavara, tehi saradau nabaranai para. 316 after Doha number 316. And the discussion is happening between Devatas. So Brahmaji says that you see, I am so lucky. Why? Why are you lucky? He says, I have 8 eyes. Four heads are there, no? So I can see with 8 eyes. This wonderful thing that is happening. So Kartikeya Bhagavan said, excuse me. Can I say something? Yes, please. He says, I have 12 eyes. Shanmukha. 6 faces are there. I have 12 eyes, so I am even more lucky. Shivji said, excuse me. No, they all saw Shivji has only 1 head. No, actually there are 5 heads of Shivji, no? We speak different Sadyojata and all these 5 faces, Panchamukhas. Kartikeya said, even if 5 is less than 6. Shivji said, but I have 3 eyes on each face. So 5 into 3, 15, more lucky. So with all our eyes we are looking at this wonderful scene that is happening. And Janak Maharaj welcomed all of them. And you see, there are people gathered there, no? They say there are so many Brahmanas who had come there. None other than Devatas themselves had come as Brahmanas. And then there was chanting of mantras, etc. happening. Tulsidas Ji says, Vedas themselves have come as, as those chanters. Imagine Sakshat Vedas are chanting the Vedic mantras. What a wonderful thing it will be. So all of them have gathered. Janak Maharaj welcomes Dasarath Ji and all the people who have come there. And Sita Ji is brought into Mandapa. And Dasarath Maharaj is seeing Sita Ji for the first time. And he becomes so happy that Vatsalya Bhava comes, that what a wonderful daughter-in-law I have got now. She is not daughter-in-law, she is my daughter only. So all of them come. Sri Rama and Sita Ji, they sit in the center. Homa takes place, Laja Homa, etc. takes place. I'll tell you one very interesting ritual that happens in Maharashtra, okay? This Laja Homa, you must have seen, no? Fire is there and Laya has to be offered. Before that, bride's brother has to go and twist groom's ears. Does it happen in other places? It happens in other places also. In North India also it happens. Na? Very interesting. Kanpidi, in Marathi we call Kanpidi. Kan is ears. So you twist it. Why? See, father of the bride is requesting that you please take care of my daughter. Brother is threatening, if you do not take care of my sister. You remember, I am there. So the husband, the groom has to promise that I will take care and has to give some gift to this brother so that he will be supportive of the entire marriage. And then when that Laja Homa, when they are to offer, the bride has to hold and then groom has to cover, and then that is given in her hand by the brother. So all this Laja Homa, etc. happened, and then Janaka and Sunena, the Vadhu, Pita and Mata, the father and mother of the bride, they worshipped Vara, they worshipped Sri Rama, the groom. Okay, it's called Simanta Pujanam. That see how interesting it is. That generally in all our Indian marriages, we consider the groom as Bhagavan Vishnu and bride as Lakshmi. Here actually Bhagavan Vishnu and Lakshmi are getting married. So imagine what must be feeling of Janak Maharaj. And so Janak Maharaj worships Sri Rama and they do Kanya Dana. Kanya Dana, Mahaddanam, they say is the greatest Dana possible, that you are giving Kanya. See the thought. Kanya Dana. Earlier we had seen that in Dana, the giver is not at the higher position. Giver should not give with the I am giving. The receiver is at the higher position. And we give respect to that person. Thank you for giving us opportunity to give this Dana. And at the same time, when the receiver is receiving, he doesn't think that this is my property. No, this I have got it from Dana. See the thought behind it. Nowadays people twist this whole thing and, they say, Kanya is not an object to give. Dhenu Dana is also there. Cow is also not an object. It's not the question of whether it is an object or not an object. It's not something that is given as a property. That's not the feeling. The feeling is you are doing something very great. See, the daughter that you have raised for such a long time to give to some other family, is it easy? It's not easy. So that Kanyadana is considered to be very great, and that Janak Maharaj did. And then Saptapadi fairy also happened around the fire, seven times they have to go, and all that also happened. All this description is there from Doha number 322 to 325. And when that entire marriage, that is the main steps of marriage, when those marriage function that is over, in a huge mandapa in between, that asana is kept for both of them, and they both sit. Narayana Lakshmi, Sakshat sitting as Sri Rama and Sita, and they say, let the song begin. People have prepared some famous Kriti of Tyagaraja, correct? Tyagaraja Kriti of Sita Kalyanam. Let us listen to that, then we will go forward.
Sita Kalyana Vaibhogame Rama Kalyana Vaibhogame Pavanaja Suti Patra Pavana Charitra Ravi Somavara Netra Ramaniya Gatra Pavanaja Suti Patra Pavana Charitra Ravi Somavara Netra Ramaniya Gatra Sita Kalyana Vaibhogame Rama Kalyana Vaibhogame Bhakta Jana Paripala Bharita Sharajala Bhukti Mukti Dalila Bhudeva Patra Bhakta Jana Paripala Bharita Sharajala Bhukti Mukti Dalila Bhudeva Pala Sita Kalyana Vaibhogame Rama Kalyana Vaibhogame Pamara Sura Bhima Paripurna Kama Shyama Jagadabhirama Saketa Dhama Pamara Sura Bhima Paripurna Kama Shyama Jagadabhirama Saketa Dhama Sita Kalyana Vaibhogame Rama Kalyana Vaibhogame Sarvalokadhara समरैक वीर गर्वमानस दूर कनकागधीर सर्वलोकाधार समरैक वीर गर्वमानस दूर कनकागधीर सीता कल्याण वैभोग में रामा कल्याण वैभोग में निगमागम विहार निरुपम शरीर नगधरागविदार नटलोकाधार निगमागम विहार निरुपम शरीर नगधरागविदार नटलोकाधार सीता कल्याण वैभोग में रामा कल्याण वैभोग में परमेश नूत गीत भव जलधिपोत तरणिकुल संजात त्यागराजनुत परमेश नूत गीत भव जलधिपोत तरणिकुल संजात त्यागराजनुत सीता कल्याण वैभोग में रामा कल्याण वैभोग में वैभोग में वैभोग में
सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय.
Now actually Siyavar, okay? So far only Ramachandra was there. Now Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai. Thank you for that. Yeah, you can clap. So don't hesitate. So we saw that both Bhagavan Sri Rama and Sita Ji, they both are sitting on a, to switch off that. It's on. They both are sitting on the central asana in the entire mandapa. All the other people are there. I'm sure some teasing etc. must be happening between the brothers. But at that time, Vasishtha Rishi comes forward. Vasishtha Rishi is the Kulaguru of Suryavamsha. And he approaches Janak Maharaj and says, Janak Maharaj, you have one more daughter. And your brother Kushadhwaja has 2 daughters. So I suggest that you get all these 3 also married to the 3 brothers of Bhagavan Sri Rama. The moment he says like this, from the entire audience they start clapping. Janak Maharaj has not yet decided anything. Dasarath Maharaj doesn't know anything. Brothers, so far they were teasing Sri Rama that now you are married, and suddenly they hear that, oh, marriage is happening. But that is what is called as Guru Ajna. And Guru has said, they all agree, not using their own mind etc. in between. And therefore, the 3 sisters of Sita Ji actually, see, if you see the entire story, not mentioned in Tulsi Ramayana, but in the Valmiki Ramayana it is mentioned that Sita Ji was not actually daughter of Janak Maharaj and Sunaina. She was found, from the earth. But she was raised with all these three. Urmila was her real sister, and then Mandavi and Shrutakirti were the daughters of Kushadwaja, Janak Maharaj's younger brother. So all four of them were raised together. And now all four are going to the same family. What more joyous thing. And therefore Bhagavan Sri Rama is married to Sita Ji, Lakshmana is going to be married to Urmila Ji, Bharata is married to Mandavi, and Shatrughna is married to Shrutakirti. So thus Dasarath Maharaj thought that one marriage, now all four of his sons are getting married. Okay. Now Tulsidas Ji says here one very amazing thing. Earlier when Namakarana Samskara, that entire episode came, and when the names were kept of Sri Rama, and then we saw that Bharata, then Shatrughna, then Lakshmana. You remember the order? And Tulsidas Ji has said that they all represent what? Brahman. Sri Rama represents Brahman, Bharat Ji represents Ishvara, Shatrughna represents Hiranya Garbha, and then Lakshmana represents Virat. Now he says, on the individual level, they are Atma, Pradnya, Taijasa and Vishwa. They are one Jiva. See what a beautiful explanation. They are one Jiva which takes different rupas. You all have studied this in Tattvabodha, isn't it? Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma Vishwa Ityuchyate, Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Atma Taijasa Ityuchyate. Why Taijasa? Meaning, the reasons are also given. Remember? Tattvabodha Veji was long back. So you should not bring those things. Tejomaya antakarana rupatvat Taijasaha. Why? Because Sukshma Sharira, no, Taijasa. And then one who is associated or identified with the causal body, Karana Sharira Abhimani Atma Pradnya Ityuchyate. Therefore, Vishwa, Taijasa and Pradnya. And Atma is the, you can say, Turiya Avastha. But he is the essence of all the three. That is Sri Rama. So Tulsidas Ji says here that Janu Jiva Uracharyo Avastha Bimuna Sahita Birajahi. In Chanda he says that as though Jiva is getting married to four states. So Sri Rama is Atma, Shuddha Chaitanya, and Sita Ji is that Turiya Avastha. Bharat Ji is that Pradnya, and Mandavi is Sushupti Avastha. Shatrughna Ji is Taijasa, and Shrutakirti is Swapna Avastha. And Lakshman Ji is Vishwa, Sula Sharira Abhimani, and Urmila is Jagrad Avastha. So in this way, four aspects of Jiva are getting married to four states. See, such places in the scriptures suddenly make us realize that this is not just something happening outside, but this is happening inside. This makes it spiritual science. It's not just story that happened in the past. Yeah, it happened in the past, but it has connection with us. So very beautifully he explains this, and then all three marriages also happen in the same grand way. And the celebrations continue. Janak Ji gives many gifts to all his now four sons-in-law. Four of them are there. He gives gift, and then he comes to Dasarath Maharaj, Janak Maharaj and Kushadwaja, both brothers now, because both of their daughters are married to Dasarath Maharaj's sons. Therefore they come to Dasarath Maharaj and they say that actually by doing this marriage and having this sambandha with your Vamsha, our Kula and our Vamsha has got such a great glory, and therefore thank you for this Vivaha. And they quietly also say that we have raised our daughters with lot of love, and they stop. So the second part is to be understood, that you also please take care of them with lot of love. And Dasarath Maharaj also extends his love and respect towards Janak Ji, toward the entire family. And then the feast begins. Description of feast is there, such a elaborate description by Tulsidas Ji. he says that there are so many vegetables in the feast that people can't even understand which vegetable it is. Those many rare kind of vegetables are also there. But that many types are there, and then there is singing going on, dancing going on, and some jokes, etc. I was telling you, those kind of things are also happening. In the north, north of India, we say it is meethi galiyan. It's a bad cursing only, but it is sweet cursing. So they will say some sarcastic things, but for fun. Have you seen all these things or no? Yeah, you have seen, no? So one person will start telling that, oh, you see that side, that person, no, that lady from the from Varapaksha, from the groom side, she is wearing so many ornaments as though it is her marriage, and that lady will be some 70 or 80-year-old amma. But they will say, see, these are all fun things. Those things were also happening. Dasarath Maharaj also was so happy that all four are got married, so he was also doing dana, is giving to Rishi, Munis, etc. Especially thanking Vishwamitra Ji again and again that, I was hesitating to send both of them, but now you see, because of you, what all things are happening. Marriages have happened. Biggest burden on both of our head is gone. And thank you very much. They continue. Now, whenever, like this feast, etc., over a few days pass, whenever Dasarath Maharaj will say that, I think, now we should go back to Ayodhya, Janak Maharaj will find some reason that, now this nice function is, nice day is coming, stay for that, then after that you go. So such things are also happening, and then they decide that, okay, now I think it is time for us to go. Okay. So they decide to go. Now what? The moment they decide to go, all the people, they start to feel that, what is happening? Already we were so happy that now, Sri Rama, etc. we saw. Now they are going, but they are taking all our princesses. Sita Ji is not alone going. Urmila is also going. Mandavi Ji also is going. Shruti Kirti also. Everybody is going. Now what will we do without all these people? So they were crying also. Bidai, typical. They were crying. Mothers means Sita Ji's and Urmila's mother, and then Mandavi, Shruti Kirti, their mother. They are telling, giving some instructions to the brides, how you should live, what is the Stri, dharma, what is the Pativrata dharma, how you should live, that and all also. And then it is said, very beautiful scene that Tulsidas Ji says, all four of brothers, they go to take blessings from the mothers, from brides' mothers. Okay. And when Sunaina Ji and that Kushadwaja's wife, when they see, they just start to, so much of love for him. They start to give him gifts and, as to some kid. Oh, I want to give this with my own hand. You please eat this sweet and this. Then finally Sri Rama says, actually, we came to say goodbye. We have to leave. And they prostrate to, the mothers, and mothers, they bless. And then they say, now it is our turn. And both of them, they prostrate to Bhagavan, saying that we may be your, mother-in-law or whatever may be the relation, but you are Bhagavan. So please bless us that we get bhakti for you. And Bhagavan also blesses them, and now they are going. And father's heart when the daughter is going is very soft. Tulsidas Ji says, Janak Maharaj is Vairagya Murti. He is Sakshat Brahmadhyani. He says, even he can't contain. So he takes Sita Ji and hugs her and starts to cry. Siya biloki dhirata bhagi, rahe kahavata parama biragi, linhi raya ura lai janaki, meeti mahamara jada ganaki. He has got jnana maryada, mahamaryada of jnana, but he forgets all that and starts to cry. So that's what happens in the entire scene. But they have to go. So we will allow them to come from all the way from Mithila to Ayodhya. We will give them one day and we will see what happened in Ayodhya. That we will see tomorrow. With that, Bala Kanda also will be concluded tomorrow. Okay. वीरमारुति गंभीरमारुति
वीरमारुति गंभीरमारुति
वीरमारुति अति धीरमारुति
धीरमारुति अति धीरमारुति
गीतमारुति संगीतमारुति
गीतमारुति संगीतमारुति
दूतमारुति रामदूतमारुति
दूतमारुति रामदूतमारुति
भक्तमारुति परमभक्तमारुति
भक्तमारुति परमभक्तमारुति
वीरमारुति गंभीरमारुति
वीरमारुति गंभीरमारुति
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 सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय
पवन सुत हनुमान की
जय
उमापति महादेव की
जय
बोलो भाई सब संतन की
जय
सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय
ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम।